Hello students, in this video I will explain about reactivity with metals. So here by the name by the uh, title of the topic you understand that different what is the reactivity of water towards the metals means different metals work different means react differently with water at different condition. Okay, some metal can in cold water can react with some metal, and some metal hot water can react with some metal. Okay, so that is the thing you have to see check. Okay, and you have to learn, and in senior class so you must learn or dedicated chapter is there, little bit vast explanation also there. So here see reaction with cold water. Some metals which react with cold water, which is you can see in periodic table left side, extreme left side, the metals. Okay, means basic metals. Okay, alkali metals or alkaline earth metal, that first two group, they are very strong. Okay, basically the alkali metals. Okay, first one. So here is the examples you can see, potassium, calcium and sodium. Basically you can see they are in cold water, normal cold water, tap water. Okay, they will react with sodium or potassium. If you just a small bead of potassium add in normal tap water, you can see a huge, a vigorous reaction is there, means immediately the fire will catch. Okay, and burst it, that element, that metal will totally burst because it is so reactive, the metals is so aggressive to the water that immediately it will come in contact with the water, it will immediately burst. Okay, and fire will catch. So that is a very spontaneous reaction happens when copper, potassium or sodium or the calcium react with. So this is the cold water reaction, means in cold water metal will react with cold water. And similarly some other metals, here the name, they are also okay, some other metal, they have virtually no reaction with cold water. So you just once read these elements are not or metals you can say are not react with the water. Okay, reaction with hot water. Hot water react slowly with magnesium and form a sparingly soluble salt, that is magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so magnesium react with hot water or sparingly hot water. Okay, so first cold, these elements react with cold water and exothermic reaction. Okay, vigorously they will react. Similarly now come to hot water, then next water with steam. Steam is extremely hot, you know, it contains more temperature. So magnesium similarly, once again magnesium react with steam, they form a, see the name of the product here, magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. In each purpose hydrogen gas is released. Okay, so you must remember that these are this reaction you will learn in the chapter hydrogen, class 9. There the preparation of hydrogen, these reactions are present. Okay, with hot water. Similarly with steam you can see in all case hydrogen gas released, and the product is here also different, magnesium oxide and zinc and iron. So iron react, that reaction is important. Iron react with steam to form ferric oxide. Okay, and this is called ferroso oxide and 4H2. Okay, Fe3O4. So students, it is the thing, no more knowledge you needed, you just remember the reaction and the other thing. So the next page you can check that just like magnesium aluminium also react with readily with steam. This reaction is important, form aluminium oxide, hydrogen gas. However the reaction stop after short while. The thin but strong layer of aluminium oxide cover the metal and cover prevents the reaction to proceed further. Okay, because you see a thin but a strong layer of aluminum oxide cover the metal. Okay, so means the outer cover of the aluminum, outer side to first react with water, so outer cover aluminum oxide will form, so inner metal as usual, so this cover it can't react further. Okay, So here now come to hardness. Students, all the concept has little bit given in your this chapter. In senior class, elaborately you will learn. So whatever present in your chapter, you just read this right now. Students, what is hardness of water? Hardness of water means water that contains sufficient amount of soluble salt of calcium and magnesium. You just remember these two only. Okay, so soluble salt, and that is also only two salts. Okay, that I am saying after some time. So generally you must remember that dissolved salt of calcium and magnesium present in the water, which is called hardness of the pill. Okay, it does not called hard water. Okay, so that is the thing, water that contains significant amount of soluble salt of calcium and magnesium is called as hard water. Okay, so students, hard water, it does not form leather properly with the soap. Okay, if you take hard water, if you wash your hand with hard water, that soap will not form good leather. Okay, leather refers to bubbles that form when we wash our hand with soap. Okay, soft water form leather easily. It does not contain dissolved compound present in hard water. Okay, so there is the difference. That difference is important. You must read that it contains dissolved compound of calcium and magnesium, and here it does not contain. Okay, and it is hard water is it is preferred as drinking water as it contains minerals. Soft water is not content suitable for drinking and it does not contain minerals. It may also taste salty due to presence of sodium compounds. Okay, means soft water example is rainwater. Okay, so okay, hard water does not easily form leather with soap, but soft water can form. Okay, it is not good for washing purpose. Washing of our clothes also with hard water means it will just short its lifetime. And here it is good for washing or industrial purpose. And wells, springs, these are the examples of hard water where it is present. And rain is the soft water. And distilled water also. Distilled water means only H plus and OH minus ion is there. There is two types of water, distilled water and mineral water. Distilled water used in practical laboratory, in chemistry practical laboratory, you can use only distilled water, because mineral water contains different types of salt, it will hamper the reaction. Okay, but distilled water will not have makes any problem. Okay, so here disadvantages of hard water. Hard water does not form leather freely, so it is the wastage of soap. It causes problem bathing because it's not from leather. Okay, so if also leave, that's why it will leaves a sticky, means if hardness is more, hardness generally presence of chloride and hydroxides. Okay, and sulfates, generally chlorides and sulfates. Okay, chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. If more chloride and sulfate is there, so that will be much more hard water, and it will totally leave a sticky layer in your body. In some time you can see, if you go to your family, you go somewhere, you can see soap is not making proper bubbles, means scum. Okay, or you can say scum. But when you wash your body, you can say a oily sticky feeling is there, so that is due to the hard water. Okay, so means hardness is more on that water. In our home, it is not more. If less amount of chloride and sulfate is there, then hardness is less. Okay, bicarbonate is also there, bicarbonate salt. Okay, that is also causes hardness. Okay, so here the hardness of water is also waste fuel in cooking. It takes longer to cook than usual hard water. Extremely hard is not good for drinking. It may causes digestive system. Okay, next page, to behave abnormally. Okay, few notable disadvantages. Hard water used in boiler corrodes the body. Okay, students, you just read. Okay, if something you can't understand, you can talk with me, no problem. Now, softening hard water. How to soft a hard water means it will not completely converted into soft water, but little bit softness will come, that a average hardness will maintain. Okay, so removal of hardness, you know that bicarbonate salt, I told you bicarbonate is responsible, which compounds are responsible, that we will release only. Okay, remove means bicarbonate, sulfate and chlorides. Okay, so first bicarbonate will easily remove by boiling. Okay, boiling on boiling of water, calcium and magnesium, because you know only calcium and magnesium salt causes hardness. Okay, so calcium bicarbonate or magnesium bicarbonate, when you simply give heat, then what happened, they will convert it to their carbonate and water and carbon dioxide. Okay, that carbonate is converted into their carbonate means that will settle down, because carbonate is insoluble. Okay, so this insoluble substance, so is simple in your home, when you boil the tap water, you can see a white crystalline layer is there below of that water, that is due to that bicarbonate. Okay, so it is practically you can do in your home. Mm. And that is when you boil, that carbonate is decant, just settle down, after some time you can see. Okay, then that is the removal of bicarbonate. This is called temporary hardness. Hardness is two type, one is temporary, another is permanent. Temporary hardness causes due to the bicarbonate. Okay, here it has written, it is also called temporary hardness. Students, in senior class, so you must in class 9 you learn more, so no problem. Now come to the permanent, how to remove permanent hardness. So there is by using washing soda, there is different process is there, several process. Okay, whatever is present in your book, I am explaining that. When you add sodium carbonate, okay, that is washing soda, they will form sodium carbonate when calcium sulfate. Okay, the method applicable if hardness is caused by the dissolved sulfate. So this sulfate, you just remember the reaction, sulfate with the carbonate, same calcium carbonate will form. Okay, and here is also calcium carbonate will form, and here magnesium carbonate. Here is a one step is reaction is there inside it. Okay, first it will converted into magnesium oxide. Okay, then hydroxide, then it will further converted to the calcium carbonate. Okay, so that is the thing. Adding washing soda also remove temporary hardness. Temporary hardness can be removed only by boiling, and adding sodium carbonate also can remove the temporary hardness. Temporary hardness means bicarbonate. Okay, so how the reaction has given, bicarbonate with the sodium carbonate, this is the reaction. So this chemical reaction, I think you can practice easily. Only these two method has given students in senior class. You learn about the ion exchange method. Okay, that is very important method. So that is the end of the lecture of this chapter. Next class I will provide the question answer. Thank you very much.